I'm just gonna see if we can just,
Music workshop. Okay.
okay.
So Melissa asked me to talk about how to get a working club. So I don't know how to get a working club, but I tried to figure out what our club has done to be a working club, because that is in our bylaws that your working club people get to help. And I think people know that right from the start. So actually, you get to focus on the F's. Okay? F's usually aren't good, but that's what worked. I think number one is friendly. And I know that as we try to recruit new members, everyone is really friendly. The person recruiting is friendly, but it seems like before they even come to the official meeting or something, they've probably talked to 2 or 3 at least club members or been introduced to them. That we then provide a lot of fellowship. We do have festival. We have this festival forum that just started. We have a lot of fun, and then they become friends. So some of the things we've done, we have tried to be a collaborative, kind, supportive working club with just the common baseline. It comes up at almost every meeting, doesn't it, that everybody helps. And frequently, so if I invite someone to join our club, I explain it to them and I tell them it's a working club, everybody helps. And if they're interested, then our membership chair usually talks to them. And like I say, usually there's a third person. Everyone is kind of expected and highly encouraged to attend our 2 annual meetings, so semi-annual meetings. One in the fall to get us organized for the year, one in the spring to recap and to think about what we'll do different for the next year. And that's where we do officer changes, is in the spring. And generally, we know who's gonna be at the meeting, and if they're not gonna be there, we know why they're not gonna be there. So everyone is introduced each time at the meeting, because if you're new, it can be very overwhelming to not know anyone. We want everyone to, when they come the first time, to feel supported and to get to know people. I noticed that this last time we had 2 new members that were able to come, and numerous people went and talked to them after and just reassured them they were gonna be okay, they would be supported, that we would mentor them along, and that we wanted them to come. And one lady, you know, she was like a little nervous, like, I need to feel more comfortable before I talk to parents. And we're like, ah, we got you covered. You can ask anybody, anytime, any questions. So it's just a safe, kind, full of collaboration and sharing environment where it feels super safe. New people are often invited to be judge assistants at the first festival. So like a fall festival, even if they don't have any students participating, which they probably won't, pretty sure they'll get an invitation to be a judge's assistant, which helps raise your comfort level with what festival is and how it happens, so that you can help your students feel more comfortable. Cynthia is our festival chair, and as you could see, she's really good with food. So she usually invites the new people over to her home, and she gives them festival training. I'm pretty sure she probably has some yummy treat for them.
I have no intention of having treats.
But she is really good. She does know her festival stuff, and I know my friend that I invited last year was it just made such a difference for her to go and have that. Who else was there with Rochelle? There were
half a dozen.
Yeah, Karen, anyway. So, but it helps make festival and being a member of the club a lot less intimidating by doing all these things. We have reassured them all that they will have a support or a mentor, and oftentimes it's the person who invited them, but frequently it's not. And just that reassurance over and over, no question is dumb. We joke and laugh about who's ever made a mistake on your festival registration form. Who's made more than one, and you're sure you're never going to do it again.
Then it happens.
We talk about that, because when you're new and you make that mistake, remember that sick feeling you had the first time when you realized a student couldn't play that song and you're going to have to give them a new song, and they didn't have a lot of time to learn it. And I think just that feeling of knowing other people have been there. So we just keep introducing and trying to talk to people. And Nick is really great because he always sends us detailed emails with everything over and over. So every year he has to send us the same
helps a
silly
lot.
things reminding us. But I think that just makes it easier, is that it's a constant thing. And I know I've told.
And to be fair, we are fairly new to Vivace, so, I
Yeah,
mean, he has a
Great
lot of
job.
things to remind us of.
right, that's true, but I can think of one lady that we invited a few years ago, and she came and, you know, she was pretty nervous, and then she came and helped at festival, and then she entered one student. And now she has a few more students, and you just see the comfort level go up. And then I think the other thing that we work on, and I'm sure you all do these things too, is trying to match people with something they're good at. Like, you don't want to ask somebody to be the treasurer who hates numbers and hates doing their own books, right? Karen, are you feeling that way? She's our new treasurer. She freaks out.
Well.
So I'm just thinking of this friend that I had invited that's been in the club for a while, and she called up Cynthia and said something like, I'm not really good at this and I'm not really good at that, and then you happened to cancel on us. They ended up double booking, and our festival location got changed like less than a month before festival, so it was a little bit stressful. Anyway, and so we ended up doing teachers' houses, and she was just happy to go drive stuff to people. You know, you just need a driver. So people start actually to volunteer sometimes. There are some people who are hesitant, so you have to work harder at inviting them to do. And then I just remind them all, well, this is a working club. If that doesn't sound good, what does? That's what I say to them. So we had a new person who needed to do a project for something else, and I don't even remember how it came about, but we were talking about how we'd like to have a teacher workshop or something, and she just took it by the horn and organized our first festival forum and set it up so that it automatically draws in new people. So a whole different crew is doing it this year, and she's kind of like Robin was the past person, just there to support and help. And it was awesome, and it will be awesome again this year too. And at that, they also provide time to eat together, which turned out to be a favorite part, where you just get to sit and visit with people about what they're doing in their studio. And then the other one is to break up the tasks and let more people help in even small ways. So we have one person who just simply schedules the volunteers for festival. But, you know, that's something else off the festival per chair's plate. You know, you could have one person just get all the judges or whatever. It kind of depends on the comfort level of the people. And then I firmly believe, but it's really hard to implement. So like, I schedule festival for spring, but I've got a couple of people, because you want somebody else to know how to do it. You want more people to know how to do all the different jobs, so that if something happens, or
She always looks at me when she says this. In case one of us gets sick, Cynthia. What kind of talk is that?
Anyway, so some
You're
of
in
the
there.
things we have is we have the 4 basic board members: a president, a vice president, a treasurer, and secretary. And then we have a festival chair for fall and a festival chair for spring, an assistant to go with them, and a gold cup chair. But you know, Nick does a lot of jobs. He does that, and the website. I keep thinking we should get somebody to do the website or something. Anyway, we have a membership chair. Somebody else prints the directory. We have a scholarship committee, scheduling festivals, scheduling the volunteers, taking care of the judges' lunches or snacks. At festival days, there's a person who does that. Different people to check in for the check-in at festival, judges' assistants, and that's where we use, like you say, a lot of them and all the newbies, because you can't ask them to do big stuff to begin with. And is there anything else? Can you guys think of anything else? Karen's pretty new to our club. We just put her to work right away. She planned what was it, 10th anniversary
Yeah.
party last spring, and that was
that
really
was
fun.
really fun, because I went to meet the beginning.
The old.
Yeah.
No, the beginners.
Yeah, that was
That was
Beginners.
fun.
It was fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
And to get the history down.
Right, and we created a time capsule and, yeah. So, and we're gonna have a music exchange at this festival forum where you can bring your,
We did that at our workshop. We had a teacher bring a bunch of stuff. It was wonderful.
Watch.
yes, so that's what we do.
Thank you.